to the Fabric Boutique. I am Natita, the author of the book Wives Still Pray, as well as the owner of the Fabric Boutique. I want to thank you and welcome you back to the channel. For those who are new, welcome, and welcome back to those who continue to tune in from week to week. Make sure that you are also on our newsletter list. I'll leave a link down in the description box to get any updates and different things that, yeah, I might share there before sharing here. And make sure you're following us on Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest as well. All right, let's jump in. So this week's video may be a little shorter, but I wanted to pop in and share, as if you've been following my past couple videos, go check them out if you're new. But you know that I'm still in preparation mode for the refinery. We are expected to get, the latest update is within, it's now June, right? And so hopefully by the end of June, beginning of July, we'll be able to start setting up, and I can take you along on that journey. But in the meantime, in between time, I am still preparing products and getting products so I can have those ready to go when it's time to set up. And I still need to get a I want to get a calyx like these from IKEA, but they come in a tan, maybe bamboo type color is what I'm looking for. So, and I do believe IKEA have them in the bamboo. So I only want a 4-unit setup, so for the space. So anyway, what have I been working on? I did receive, if you saw my previous video, you know I was waiting for some things to come in the mail, and I have since received the tags. I created these tags in Canva, and I'll just flip the camera down so you can see it a little bit better. These were, I ordered this from Vistaprint. Everything I'm showing you, I ordered from Vistaprint. And I wanted specific tags for the products that's in the refinery. So when I'm at markets, conferences, pop-ups, different things like that, it's easy to give a card, thank you for shopping type thing, or a little code or something for shopping, and lead people over to the website. But because the refinery, I won't be there, there's no need for me to physically be there. I do want to put on all of the products tags, and on this tag, and I'll flip it over, I have a QR code that leads to all of my social media. So me being on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and also email. And so, and it just says thank you for shopping with us at the refinery, and then I have the address and all of that on here. So I'll zoom in so you can see how this looks. Only thing I'm going to do, and I did get them rounded, it was not much more to get these rounded, and so, and they're 250, a box of 250 from Vistaprint. The only thing I'm gonna do is put a hole punch, a little small hole punch, because I do have some twine. We all know what twine is. I'm just gonna loop that through here and attach that to the products. The handle of the product somehow is gonna get looped through to whatever product that's going to be at the refinery, so when people do purchase something, they have this, they are walking away with something. So I did get those in. I also am very excited for, now these designs you may be familiar, for those who have been following along over here on the channel. You know that I design all of my own products with the help of my lovely illustrator, graphic designer. And so my pour sketches and description of what I want, she's able to bring to life. And the blessing in that is her and I have been working together, because she works with me on another business, with one of my other business, couple other businesses. And so we've been working together 4 years. So she kind of thinks before me, and like, oh, I already know what you need. But anyway, so this is actually the wallpaper that's going on in the shop at the refinery, but I got it printed. I had it resized for bookmarks. So this bookmark has the scripture on the front, but then it has what the scripture says on the back. And once again, that same QR code that leads to all of my social media is on the bottom. So the thing I'm gonna do here is put a little small hole punch at the top, and I'm gonna put like a grommet in it, and then string through a tassel for these. So I got a few because I want to see how these go over. I have other bookmarks that I've had since the start of my business, and those, I think the front of them I'm going to get redone because I've had them for over 10 years and I've been giving them away as freebies, and I think those I will continue to give away as freebies. But I think the front of that particular, and they're much longer, and the front of those particular ones I might do something a little bit different, but all the scriptures on the back will stay the same. So, and then this is the other one, and this here is this is Isaiah 55:1. I don't think I told you this is Romans 10:17, and again I'll pan down so you can see these closer. This is Isaiah 55:1, and then the words of the scripture are on the back. Absolutely love these. And what I'm going to do for these, because they're all square, I'm just going to use this here rounder to round these all off. And then, and the size of these are 2 by 6. And again, I got these printed through Vistaprint. This one is Nahum 1:7, and this is the front and back of that. And again, I'm getting ready to pan this down so you can see it. So this one is not a directional print, and this one, this is not directional. This one is a directional print, so I had to make sure, you know, the back everything was but that's easy to do in Vistaprint. So that's what I need to do, is round these off. The next thing I need to do, if you are in your area, if you're in the Houston area, there's something called Nellis Auction. So there's usually, at least the things that I've been looking for, at least our family's been looking for, are different things that are new. So you could find anything from shelving, anything for housewares, anything, workout equipment, anything, practically anything, bikes, TVs, air fryers, whatever. Those things go fast, but what I was looking for, because you all know I'm trying to decorate and put furniture in the refinery that is cost effective. And so I wanted to go to, I've been to the Goodwill, I've been to the thrift store, didn't quite see what I wanted. I did find a foldable shelf. I'll pop that up here. That's on Amazon that I found. That is the last piece outside of the calyx unit, which comes in, excuse me, a bamboo color from IKEA, that I can just go get that from IKEA. But that bamboo shelf is one thing that I wanted, but on the sides of the IKEA shelf, I wanted two stands, and so I found these stands. I hope I can find a picture. If I can't, you'll see it momentarily anyway. But I found two stands through the Nellis auction for $11 each. Retail, and they were new, and they are new. Retail is for them was $60, and so $120 for two. Retail, I got them for $11 each, $22. And so what I need to do is put those together, because I just picked those up, and you have a week up to 10 days to open your auction, make sure everything is there before having to return anything. So I need to do that today. I need to do, this is like my last day to do that. And so I am going to do that, and I want to show you what those shelves look like. But let me flip you over so you can see what these bookmarks are looking like. Okay, so here are the tags. You can see these a little closer. Like I said, I designed this on Canva and just uploaded them into Vistaprint, and so that's the front. And then here's the back that has the QR code, that has all of my socials on there. And so that's easy for them. And then the bookmarks. These are the 3 different designs, and so this is the one I was showing you, and then the back has the actual scripture, and that same QR code is on the back where they can find me on all socials. And yeah, this one is non-directional. So this is what I was saying, this is directional, this is non-directional. So as long as when I flipped them over they were good, and which it didn't matter so much for these because they're non-directional. But yeah, I'm very happy with these. So I will be using this to get all of these edges rounded out. This is already rounded out, and so I'll probably start, because I have 250. I will count out how many I'll need for the products and items that are going into the refinery, which I have a whole inventory list for. I'll share that with you in a future video. But yeah, that is that. So yeah, I need to get a move on and make sure all of these pieces and stuff are in here for this for these 2 shelves that I picked up from the Nellis auction. Again, you should check your area for Nellis, Nellis auction, and see what you can find. I know a lot of people, you know, in my area that do shop through there, and yeah, you might find some good deals for your business. So check that out. But I'll come back probably once I have these shelves put together and show you what those look like. But yeah, let me move on to getting that together. Okay, it's a couple days later. I have put together all of the items I got from Nellis that I talked about. And so this is the one stand that we got for my husband, for him to put cupcakes and stuff on for his display. This went together really good, and this was only $5. And so I thought this was nice wood. It's really pretty. And so even I can interchange and use it for my vending for stuff, but this was bought for him for his vending, so it can't be broken down. It's all screwed in and everything. The screws went in beautifully, so this went over very well. I think the retail of this was like, it wasn't expensive. The retail was only like $12, maybe $15 at the most, and I got it for $5, so that was pretty good. But about the shelves. Okay, so with the shelves, and I'm sitting in front of the window by my sewing machines, but so with the shelves, it's a nice shelf where you have the 2 legs, and then here's the shelf, and it just goes in here in between here, and you use these screws to put it in place. However, let's see if I can get this to zoom in. These screws are too short, and I ordered 2 of these shelves, and it's just these are too short. They go into the side here. Let me show you. They go into the side here, but they're not long enough when they come out and need to go into the side here. And as much as I tried to play around with it, they're just not long enough. So, and unfortunately, it was past the day for me to return this. But I don't think this is something that I would have returned that was worth returning, because all I have to do is go to the hardware store and get longer screws. So what I'm going to do is take one of these sides and this to the hardware store to make sure I get the right length of screw, because, you know, obviously I don't want to get anything too long that will, you know, go out the other side. I only need to go deep enough to catch in here. So that's that. But what I am going to move on to is my labels. So I had already talked about, I had purchased this heat transfer paper. I have muslin. So, and this is 100% cotton muslin, but it's that kind of beigey color. I don't know if you can tell. We have overcast here, but it's not stark white. I did not want stark white, and you can almost tell the difference. This on the front is more white. This here is that kind of beigey cream is what I wanted. And so the size of my label, and I am going to leave again the last 3 videos, most recent 3 videos I watched, and the is Martika J Makes, I think was the most recent one I watched, and I'll leave hers as well. But These are labels I had purchased when my business started 10 years ago, right? And I ordered like 1,000 of these, and I have quite a few of these left, but it still has trademark on here. I've since been trademarked, and my logo has been updated to have the R symbol, the trademark symbol. And so what I am going to do is in Canva create my layout for this same size, because I like this size of the label that I have. I think it's like, what is this? I know it's a little more than an inch. Is it inch? Almost 2 inches. It's almost 2. I'll probably just do 2. And it's about, it's not even an inch wide. It's about 3/4 inch wide. And so I'm going to create a sheet of these like this, but then I'm going to create some with my other logo, and you'll see what it looks like once I print it out, where when I fold it, because I have logos, I had my logo done, and I can say, I thank God I have not changed or had a desire to change my logo over the past 10 years at all. It has worked for everything I have wanted to do, because it started out a simple, you know, a logo that I absolutely love, and I have not had any need or desire to change it or update it. But I want one that is smaller than this. I'm going to figure out the size in Canva, where when I fold it, my other logo I have is just the FB that I want to be on the front and on the back. So when I do certain projects and I'm just sliding this in, you can still see it, but I don't want the full like name. I could do something like this, but smaller, but I don't. I want my other logo that has just the FB on it in the circle, and I'll make this a little smaller. So let me go ahead and work on that, and then I'll show you what that looks like once it's all done. Okay, so as you can tell, I tried to show it in that clip. The transfer just really melts into the fabric, and I like using the muslin color. And so yeah, that I say that it is really good. I am going to link down in the description box the video from Martika J Makes, because she mentioned in there a couple things that maybe I would forget to mention, but I thought was helpful. Like it might be a little odd, but there is a bit of a smell to this transfer, and I'm sure, like she mentions in her video, it is due to the chemical that's probably used. And so yeah, I really like that. I really like that. And I have, and I'll show you here in just a second, I have all kind of labels. I absolutely love labels. I love packaging. I love, from the start of my business, I've always been huge on packaging, how things look, how things look when they're mailed out. And like I said, I am very pleased and happy. I have not had to, or had a desire, I should say that. I've never had the desire to change my logo. There was a very clear vision of how my logo was to look, and nice, clean, simple lines, specific color, all of that. And so I can say, for me, I mean, this just worked for me. This absolutely works for me. There's nothing I would change, nothing that I would add. The one thing that was mentioned, I've seen, I forget whose video, it might have been Ginger Patch Designs. I've seen, I believe it was her, mention in her video about washing, the durability of these. Now, it's not going to fray. That's one thing I want to tell you. It won't fray around the edges because it is a transfer adhesive to the fabric, so you don't have to worry about that. But I think she had mentioned that you should wash in cold water, not warm water. And I think she had some issue with hers after it was washed. Something was washed and they had this type of label on in hot water. So that might be something. Now it would depend on what I would adhere this to. If I would put some kind of care tag or something in there for it, you know, it will all depends what I put it on. I could see myself doing that, just adding a little bit of a care tag just so the tag can last. But I am going to flip the camera over and show you some of the other, just in case you're new to the channel, some of the other labels that I have invested in. These again will be used for very specific things, probably the inside of the book sleeves where I add my label, my logo tag in, or it could go on the outside. We'll see how it looks. It will depend on the design, but typically I like to put my tags on the inside of things and not on the outside. That's just my personal preference, except for the one that I made that folds over. That can stick in and peek out on the side. But let me show you some of the other labels that and tags that I have purchased in the past, if you have not seen my previous video on these. So let me flip the camera over and show you these. So I have this label. I've had this label. I purchased like over 1,000 of these when I first started my business over 10 years ago. And I've since, like I said, have gotten the copyright. But so it's the R instead of the TM. But I have set quite a few of these left. And so these were embroidered on. So I did like those. I use these a lot in different things. But if you have seen my previous video, I repurchased these from the Heartwood and Hide company, and these are labels for some very specific projects that I will be working on. I have not created just yet, but this is laser on cork. And so I have this one. I also have, let me show you these. These are the same ones, but they come in different colors, which I absolutely love. So I have this one. So this is my other logo. I have different, you know, logos, styles that I use for different things. And so that's this one. And then I have this color, absolutely love this color. And finally the yellow. And then I also wanted in cork, just plain cork. These are all just the plain cork that I have. I think this is a 10 pack. So I wanted that. So yeah, these will go for very specific projects. And so, and some products that will be coming out in the future. But same thing, I wanted that, my logo and the iridescent, you can see here. This one has a nice white background. And this one has the, as you can tell, it has the kind of, it looks a little distressed, look of a distressed look. And I think that's the same, although yeah, I just did those two colors for those. So yeah, I have a nice variety of tags. And I also have another one. It is a metal tag actually that says the Fabric Beautique. It just has this, and it's a small metal tag. I don't have it in front of me, so I can't show it to you. But anyway, those are my tags. So yeah, that is it. I think I'm going to end it for this week. I did manage to go through all of the bookmarks that I showed you and clipped all the corners. So these are all rounded off. Those are ready to go. I just need to add the hole in the top and take the tassel through for those. But yeah, I am very happy with the adjustment that I made. You saw that I had to make adjustments on these, but these tags turned out beautifully. And I'll just finish cutting those up off camera. probably sitting around enjoying a show or something, or probably watching YouTube, which is what I like to do. But anyway, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comment section, and continue to stay tuned. We are weekly getting updates for the refinery, when we'll be able to continue setting up. Of course, I will keep you all posted. I think the next thing I'm going to prepare for the refinery, besides all the labels, I do need to do some sewing, so that'll be coming up soon. But I do want to put together some of the Date with Jesus books, wrap some of those. So yeah, I think that's what will be in next week's vlog. So all right, everybody, again, thank you so much for tuning in. Visit our website. Make sure you visit us. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter so you can continue to keep updated on different things. But everything in the shop is available on the website. And so go over there, check it out, take a peruse, and yeah, consider making a purchase. All right, everybody, have a blessed one, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye.